Good morning. Today has been quite of a challenge to create. And I have no clue. At the moment, I have no inspiration. Hello, everyone. Today's not a good creative day. I've done several attempts, and although I'm all for keeping mistakes in and, showing my mistakes and working through them, today was not happening at all. So what I think I'm going to do is just try to create a background first. I have my my beloved flat brush, the 1/2 inch flat brush, pardon me, and I think I'm just gonna start putting a coat of water, like clean water, to the paper. This is the good side of the paper. And like I said, I'm probably just start by creating a background without, I feel pressured at this point, I guess, because nothing's working. So I want to be able to just lay down some paint, lay down some colors without the pressure. So let's work on a background and let's do this. Let's build the background gradually. So I'm going to pull in a little bit of blue. This is the Decadent Pie set by Prima. And I'm going to add quite a bit of water to this blue. That's number 36, if you want to follow along. Now, I didn't take great care in wetting the surface. I'm going to darken that up a little bit. And I'm going to add a tiny bit of green here. I always seem to go for these colors when I don't know what to paint. So it's usually blue and green because it kind of makes a bit of a landscape, I guess. I'm going to add a bit of yellow. See, if I add yellow now to that blue, yeah, that's going to create a green. And I didn't want that. That's okay. We're going with it. We're going with it. Maybe the flat brush was not such a good idea at this point. Let's splash a bit. I'm just dabbing some colors. I have no clue what that's gonna do. It kind of creates some sort of a almost like a dark brown, and then it turns into this rust color. I'm going to switch my brush because I don't think that the flat brush is helping me right now. Just mixing the colors, dropping them, not really caring where this is going. Oh, you know what? I can tilt the book. And then keep adding. I remember, I think it was last year, I did a page in my watercolor journal, and I had fun uncovering the so-called portals. Maybe this is what's gonna happen today. I don't know. I do like it when the colors spread like this. I've been so into florals lately, and I'm kind of not getting sick of them, but I wasn't feeling the flowers today at all. In all honesty, I wanted to do a cityscape. And I don't know why I didn't. I kind of wanted to do a cityscape and I didn't. It's very strange. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I'm kind of playing with this white spot here. That's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm not thinking overall picture here at all. I just keep adding color here and there and see what that does. Introducing some textural kind of gesture here. Just having fun. Okay, how about some green in here? Ooh, not liking the look of the green. Dilute, dilute. I can't abort, so I have to dilute. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Let's bang the book. Sorry about these sound effects. I'm dropping everything. Are we having fun yet? Boy, you people that love florals, you're gonna have quite a surprise today, I think. More blue. Darker. Yes. Now, the page in this area is quite saturated, so whatever color I introduce is going to spread like wildfire, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that. Actually, you know what? That green is not so bad if I didn't have that kind of like rust color or peachy color in there. So I think I'm going to cover it up over here with a little bit of green. I remember when I first started watercoloring, I used to do a bit of floral, but I was really into these almost like sci-fi landscapes. It kind of gives me that vibe at the moment. So it's probably going to end up being an abstract, I'm assuming. Everything is kind of happening down here. I need to figure out a way to bring that up. Or not. You see, it's all unplanned. At this point, there's nothing planned here. I just putting down color without stress. Without any expectations. Although I'm slowly seeing kind of like maybe a forest here and a cascading like a fall or something. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see where that leads. Right now it's a big old mess. I'm sure that you guys, if you're watching this, you're like, because you don't get the same experience I do, because I can actually touch it and see that from up close. Excuse me, how the colors interact with each other. You're just seeing kind of like a very broad picture of what's happening. Eventually I'm going to have to let that dry, because at some point in time the colors are just going to become totally saturated and not, you know, it's going to look like one giant color and not a flattering one. So I think this needs to dry for a little bit. Before I get to that point of no return. All right. Wow. Let's try try this. I'm just gonna flick a little bit to create some watery effects. Ooh, this is kind of cool. Alright, let's try this. I'm actually gonna take the heat tool because I don't have patience to wait. What in the world am I going to compose with this? Alright. I've got the #1 script brush. I'm going to mix the blue and the brown together to get a neutral color. Kind of, almost like Payne's Gray. I kind of want to do like, almost like branch-like lines. Maybe it's a big old tree. Maybe. I'm just adding some branches within these like peekaboo places. It's kind of weird looking. I'm gonna mix some more of that brown and blue together. Maybe okay, let's carry that color. Let's create some clumps of leaves, I guess. I don't know, darker. Like connecting the branches so that it starts looking like maybe a real tree and not so much a fake one. No, I was gonna say an abstract one. A fake one. Let's create a fake tree. You gotta laugh. I'm kind of liking now where this is going, which is a relief. Because when the creative is not there, it's very difficult for a YouTuber because you know, I know you guys are not putting the pressure on me. I am putting pressure on myself. Because, I mean, how can I explain this? I feel that if the creative is not there, it's, I'm not doing my job, which is to create. That's what I do for a living, so I gotta figure this out, right? Like, I gotta figure out how to do my job. And so you try a whole bunch of things. Oh, I'm liking this. See? Bang. It's so funny how that works, though. I think it's probably sheer determination of making it happen eventually. Like, if you don't give up after the first, second, third try, whatever, however much you try on that day and it's not working. I'm very pig-headed. I really am. And I hate to quit on something. And so I guess my sheer determination will get me out of that sort of pickle. And that's what I was going to say. Having promised myself that I would publish every day of the week kind of gives me that necessary accountability, I guess, that will eventually get me out of a pickle. It's kind of inevitable because I really don't want to. It's not even like, I know, because I've had some comments saying, oh, don't stress out if we don't have a video every day. It's not the end of the world. I know it's not the end of the world for you, but that might lead me on a slippery slope that I don't want to be in. And so by promising to deliver every day of the week, it helps me. It helps me become, or it helps me finding ways to get over that non-creative pattern. It's a very dangerous place to be when the creative is missing, and I don't want to listen to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to listen to the non-creative demons. That's basically it. So, oh, but I like. At some point, it's going to become very saturated. It's okay. I don't care. Again, I'm very grateful for this piece because it did bring me that exercise that I needed to get me out of that jam. Yeah, this is going places, guys. Woo! It's so exciting when you feel like you're getting back on it. Like you're getting it back. The it is the mojo. That sometimes elusive mojo. Okay, I'm going to start mixing a little bit of green because I have it in the background. And it's kind of fun to work with the script brush for this. I was not expecting that. Kind of cool. It's moody. It fits the circumstances. And I love it. I did a similar kind of tree for my patrons for their rewards. Of course, it was a cityscape, but that sort of branches I seem to be into these days. I like it. All right. I think I need to stop adding too much. It's so difficult to stop though. When you start having fun, it's like, yay, let's go. But It's a green and blue tree. 'Cause it happens. In my world, it does. Alright, okay. Stop. No. What are you doing? Okay. Let's just say it's windy that day. I'm going to do a bit of dry brushing. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh. Okay, I'm liking this. Introducing a little bit of oblique movement. I say this with a lot of reserve because it sounds like I'm trying to say something very scientific when I have no freaking clue what I'm doing. Okay, I felt I needed to add a little bit of green down here because there's like a big clunk of green up there and it's just alone. So maybe a little bit of undertone here of green would help. No. Not too much. I'm gonna just darken the trunk and branches. I am supporting my hand to make those branches just because that brush is so thin, and it's nice to be able to draw it from up high like this, but you definitely need to support the wrists. I'm not gonna bother with, you know, some kind of like the ground or, you know, a not horizon line, but you know what I mean, like whatever. Like I don't want to necessarily anchor the tree to some kind of a land. I'm just pushing it out of the frame here, and I think that does the job. Very simple, but you know what? I'm kind of liking it. I am. So when you're in a pickle, work on a background and try not to do anything on purpose, and you might be surprised as to where it's going to lead you. I just want to darken the bottom a little bit. Again, I got I did the same when I did my Patreon artwork. I always seem to have like two eyes peeking through. Let's fill that one up. Fill that one in, I should say. Too funny. Yeah. Guys, I need to stop. I need to stop. Now I'm just seeing a face. Or a mask. 2 eyes and some kind of nostrils down here. Help! Why aren't you stopping me? Okay. Just because I can't seem to not do anything without dots or splashes. All right. I'm gonna let this dry before I call it quits, because I mean it might benefit from having like a darker layer. The tree is very fragile. Like right now it's in a very fragile state because it's like very close to being super saturated, but I like it because it brought me back. And that's how I look at it. Alright, let's try that puppy. I've got white in here. I wonder if that white will add. I know it's not going to be opaque. I'm talking about the white in the set here. I know it's not going to stay white. I'm pretty sure it's going to disturb whatever's underneath. But let's play with this for now. I'm going to give you another close-up. If it stays like this, it would be fun. I've decided to sketch a little bit around that. I've got the blue-black Muji pen here. It's a 0.25 millimeter tip, or point. So it's very, very tiny, and I think I could benefit from having a few sketchy details here and there. Just because some of these clumps of colors, they make too much of you know, you see this green here? If you're gonna have a tree, it doesn't make sense. The leaves will not move in that direction at all, especially like here I seem to have kind of like a square. So I'm gonna force bunches of leaves just to give it more realism. I mean, realism is not what I was going for, but when I look at the big picture at the end, it's like, I need to help it a little bit. And I'm going to make quick, my gestures are going to be like very random and quick. And I don't want to necessarily outline the tree either, because that's not my style. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't do that kind of style. So, you know, if you decide to give it a go, make sure you inject your own style into it and you know, if I decide not to do an outline, it doesn't mean that an outline wouldn't be appropriate. That's not what I'm saying. That's just how I do things. You know, introducing some like layers to that tree. Adding shading, shadows. I wish someone would tell me when to use shading, when to say shading, and when to say shadows. Are they the same? In my book, I don't think they are the same. I'm always so confused. Yeah, I think that's going to help it a little bit. Now I'm just going to, at this point, I'm going to install the clumps and then I'll start adding shading shadows. Let's call it that way for now, until I know how to speak properly. Let's call it shading shadows or shadow shading. And I think by using the blue-black pen as opposed to a black, in this case, it's going to keep. I mean, the sketch, the scribblings, whatever I'm doing right now, is going to be visible, but not distracting too much from. I really do like the colors that emerged from there, and I like the soft background. And I really thought it was going to be an abstract piece at some point, but this does not deter from that kind of like look that was first there, you know. I'm even going to reinforce some of these lines here with my pen. And I don't want to add too much either. I think this is kind of like better. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to add a little bit of weight to some of these nooks and crannies. And to me, this is where the magic happens, is when you start adding the details, you know, start introducing heavier lines, darker areas. Oops. These pens are so durable. I've never really tried a pen that is equivalent to this. They can take so much abuse. I have no idea what they're made of, but they're pretty awesome. You see how now this area is starting to emerge. I'm even going to do a little bit of hatching over here. This is when I get lost in the details. I love doing that stuff. Maybe I should stick to this. Do you know what I mean? Like I try to vary it up, but I always come back to this sort of painting / drawing. This is the kind of stuff that I do instinctively. Intuitively, instinctively. And it never fails me. It always gets me out of a pickle. I don't know why I keep like trying to, you know, trying to beat that, trying to get around that. I should just write a note on my desk and say, okay, next time you're not feeling the creatives, work on a background, figure it out along the way, because that's exactly what I did. And that practice never fails me. So my tip for today is this: when you're not feeling it, just add paint to a background. Don't think about what you're supposed to be doing. Don't think about the object. Don't think about what is this supposed to represent. I mean, I was lucky enough to see a tree in there, and I'm sure a lot of you will see things totally different, and that's what's great. That's what gives you, that's what feeds the creative juices. It's where everything originates. It's like you're doing something completely unplanned, and then all of a sudden it just explodes in your head, and you go, oh my goodness, look at that. Sometimes it takes longer. Don't get discouraged if it doesn't happen on the first try. I kid you not, I've done 4 paintings before I'm doing this. Without a word of a lie, I could even show them to you. But I won't. I'll show them to you when I do a complete tour of this book, which should be pretty soon. Okay, I don't want to add too much, but you see what I mean? Huh? I love this. Love, love, love this. Some of you will ask, how do you determine where to add the shading shadows? And my answer is, I really honestly, I would not be able to tell you the rule. I have no rules for this. I just go with my guts. And that also comes with practice. Why do I add a shadow here and not there? I don't know. I just let my eyes be the judge and just do. And sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't look so good. It's okay. The more I do it, the better I become at it. Alright, I'm stopping. No, I'm not. Deja vu. Okay. Right, the date. Today is the 10th, right? Yeah, the 10th of May. Gosh, time flies. Yes, the white dots, to my surprise, stayed. Some of them faded a little bit, but a lot of them stayed. Huh. I'm very surprised about this and very, very happy about it. Wow. Let's do more. Not too many. I know, not too many. But there's only this side. The dots stayed only on that right side. So I want to... I guess it needs to be... The pigments need to be picked up a little bit more. Okay. I created this line, which I don't care for, but that's okay. I guess because I'm flicking the dots, it's not really scraping at the paint underneath. And maybe that's why it stays opaque. Okay. That's it. I'm done. So in closing, I'm not going to repeat what I said. That's pretty much all I had to say about getting out of a pickle, getting out of the mojo, lack of. I'm liking the tree. I think it's unique. I'm proud of it because, like I said, it got me going again. And one day I will learn my lesson. And that when nothing's working, just make a background, work on a background, and things will emerge. Because I do have a vivid imagination. My imagination never fails me. I should learn to trust it, and so should you. Alright, that's it for today's video. I hope that you have enjoyed my talking through my process, talking myself through getting out of a mojo. Try it, and if you have any tips to give me, I'm open to any suggestions. What works for you? What doesn't work for you? Did you try this? Did you learn from it? That's it. So thank you so much for watching. Again, the list of supplies will be in the description below. Thank you, my awesome patrons, for giving me the courage to keep going. I do appreciate you so much. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below, and I will see you on Monday, maybe Saturday. I don't know. We'll see. I'm working on something. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.